If work at a big tech company or education is bringing you to Cambridge, or if you don't want to live smack in the middle of downtown Boston, but still be a quick T ride away, Central Square in Cambridge is a fantastic living option for you. This channel breaks down living in Boston, and Cambridge is not only a different city, but also lies within a different county than its neighbor right across the Charles River. Cambridge and Boston have so many differences, but they are connected by one metro system, and people who work in one city could very well be living in the other. Thus, I'll be breaking down parts of Cambridge on this channel as well. Now, officially, Central Square is not even a neighborhood. It's really just an area without defined boundaries. It's more of an ambiguous area around the Central Square T-stop. Cambridge, much like Boston, has very well-defined neighborhoods, and Central Square is the T-stop where the neighborhoods of Cambridgeport, Riverside, Mid-Cambridge, and the Port all meet. However, in my experience, I found that people living in Cambridge seem to identify their neighborhood with the closest T-stop. Perhaps it's more recognizable, I don't really know. And then they clarify their precise location after saying they live near Central Square. So a conversation would go something like this. Where do you live? Right around Central Square? Gotcha. How close to the square? About a quarter of a mile into Cambridgeport. Again, this is just an example of how my conversations have gone with people who live in the area. If your experience differs, please let me know in the comments. Walking around Central Square, you could definitely call it hip, trendy, vibrant. It's not just a boring, standard cookie cutter neighborhood. It definitely has a sense to it that sets it apart from the rest of Boston. I guess you could make an argument that it looks just like any other hipster neighborhood in the USA, but I would tend to disagree just because there's such a wide range of people who live here. It's such a conglomeration of some students, some tech professionals, some biotech professionals, some professionals who work in academia. There's a whole mix, so I think that grouping really does make this area quite a bit more unique. Central Square provides a bit of geographical separation from downtown Boston. I don't think I could say that it completely separates you from the hustle and bustle of downtown because Central Square is a very lively area and it's still densely populated, but less so than downtown Boston. Depending on which direction you go from the square, you'll find some actual standalone homes, many that have been converted into condos or apartments, which gives the area more of a residential feel. Note, a very recent development is that the city of Cambridge is no longer requiring large apartment buildings to save room for parking. So I expect to see taller apartments in this area in the future. I'm guessing the closer to the metro, the taller the apartment. Central Square is a walker's paradise, and Cambridge has good enough bike lanes, so combined with the red line that runs through the neighborhood, you won't necessarily need a car if you're living here. If one of the big tech companies or colleges within Cambridge is what's bringing you to the area, then you can definitely live in Central Square comfortably without a car. To make your weekly grocery run even easier, you may want to consider living close to the H Mart or Whole Foods Market in the vicinity of the square. Massachusetts Avenue is the main thoroughfare in Central Square, and along it, you will have a wide variety of unique restaurants, bars, and cafes. You'll have common and local chains as well as some more unique places steps away from your door. Bottom line, you'll have easy access to quality food and drinks. One consideration of the area, you may think that you would see lower rent prices because it's a bit farther from downtown, but that's not really the case at all. Maybe that's true if you live further away from the T-stop, but to be right near the metro, I found that rents are similar to living downtown. Diving a little bit deeper into rent, a one-bedroom in Central Square will cost you about $2,500, and a two-bedroom will cost you about $3,000. And this price does vary based on how close you are to the T, as well as the age of your apartment. So this concludes my very brief overview of Central Square. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the area, or if you're familiar with the area, please let me know if I missed any important aspects of the neighborhood. Please like the video if you enjoyed, and if you're moving to the Boston area, subscribe to see similar videos.